Yep, the old Harbor Freight Canopy finally succumbed to the sun. So as you can see, it ripped, and so it lasted quite a few. I'll have to look up to see when my original setup time was. But so I got to looking at it, and you can attempt to get just the tarp, but it's kind of hard to figure out how to do that. And you can just get almost for the little bit more, get the whole canopy. It was 144 bucks right now. And so I was looking at that option, but then part of the reason it ripped is they got little kittens now, and they like their brother cat likes to show them how to climb up on there. But it was getting kind of beat up anyways. So I picked up this. This is from ShelterLogic, and in Oregon we have a place called Bimart, and they have pretty good sales every once in a while. And so this is $114, so a little bit less, and it's a 10 by 10, and I've not tried it. And I was looking at the display, and it looked like the poles are stronger and such. So I need to take it out of here and set it up, and then I'll take that one down, and we'll just see how it goes. Alright, so I opened the box up and started taking out the pipes. I couldn't find the instructions. This was on top. And I thought, oh, they should have put the instructions right on top, and I even looked in the bag. I thought maybe they're in that bag. And so I'm like, oh well. So I started taking the pipes out, and I noticed that they put stamps on there, which is like, well, that's pretty cool. This thing's cheaper price-wise than the Harbor Freight one. The Harbor Freight one, they didn't label anything. In fact, they labeled them wrong in the instructions. But not every one of them has a stamp, but enough of them so you can tell what's what. And so, even there. So I just started laying this stuff out, and I got to this bottom one, and there's a lot of these stamps aren't super good, but they're helpful. 13103, and I'm like, oh, the rest of these pipes are like that, so I quit pulling them out and left the rest of them in there. And then I found the instructions in the bottom, which was kind of weird. So I took those out, and I'll show it to you. But I just thought it was really cool that they labeled all this stuff so you can count your quantities and make sure everything's there before you start building it. And I kind of laid this out. I kind of knew how these went because looking at my old one that's falling apart there, you can see that it's got 1, 2, 3 corner brackets, 3 middle brackets, and then 3 more corner brackets. And so that's how this is laid out. And so that'll come in handy, being able to look at the Harbor Freight one. So anyways, let me show you what the instructions look like. So here, I'll just kind of give you an idea what the instructions look like. They're way better quality than the Harbor Freight ones, which don't make any sense. Here they're giving you the quantities, and then again they have those part numbers. So it's like a lot better done. And the instructions are easy to follow you don't have to really read them. In fact, there's not a lot of words there. But it just makes a lot more sense on how they put them together. So at least somebody took some time. Oh, this is interesting. I was looking at this guide and it was confusing. You don't have to worry about this. I do though. If you want to anchor it down, it tells you, okay, if you have a canopy versus a enclosure, and different kinds of materials, and they give you different kinds of. Apparently, I don't know that they gave these. Oh, you got to buy them. I have to check that out. But different ways to mount it to different surfaces. So that's kind of neat. And the reason, I'll show you why that. This is actually the first time looking at the instructions. And they show you how to put stuff together. So they're nicely done, even though you don't have any problems with the mistranslated English and stuff like that. This is just a big sign they put in there saying it's not rated for snow loads. Not many things are. This is weird. I don't know why this was in here. I saw this. It was hard because there was so much Spanish in it, but it's got English in it too. It's the same thing I just showed you, but in a color brochure, so I don't know. There must be something different. I don't know why they'd include that separate. But it'll be a lot easier to put together than the Harbor Freight one, which, by the way, the Harbor Freight one was wrong. But again, it's nice that this one costs less. So anyways, that's all I have to say about the instructions there. Oh, finally got the canopy up. Kind of the only tricky part was the instructions for the rope. Were kind of confusing, but you know, when you look at a picture on how to tie stuff, it gets kind of weird. But so I got it done. One neat thing is the way they told you to do this, at least the hieroglyphics, is you put this hook in here and you just start turning the pole, and that's how it wraps this and makes this tight. Kind of pulls it. So the canopy part, the way it holds is kind of, could be better, but for the price is pretty good. And you know, little things like, I don't know why they couldn't give you just 4 ropes. They just make you they just give you one long rope, and you gotta cut it, and it's this nylon stuff. Get the end here. So it's a good idea to melt the ends of it. But other than that, it looks good. Haven't anchored it down or anything yet, and it's something. But we'll find out how strong it is. I usually got a kayak, and what I do is I hang the kayak from the top of this. The poles, this looks just like the Harbor Freight one though. If I were to guess, it'd probably be the same company makes it. Anyhow, just wrap this up, and hopefully this lasts as long as the Harbor Freight one did.